Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Wizards Unite, where weekly we contemplate what's going to be coming on Wizards Unite front, and also any recent updates that we get we'll be discussing. The threat level is still currently at danger, which will probably stay there for I think like 2 weeks until the next possible trailer will drop. So in that time today we are discussing what can we learn from other AR mobile apps. So last one we went through Draconia's Go, Clash and Go, and today we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters, Jurassic World Alive, and Our World, Walking Dead. So a lot of big AR games in terms of very unique IPs and already have a fan base to them. So we'll be looking at what that means for potentially for Wizards Unite in the future and getting into any little specific details that they've added to, since Pokemon Go that make it more unique and what we'd like to see some of how that's implemented in Wizards Unite. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with what came out first. Jurassic World Alive, then Our World, then Ghostbusters. So Jurassic World Alive, when it first came out, it wasn't as, it didn't have the features that it has now. It has gradually added updates with new stuff. That's what you want to see from a game in terms of any game, AR or not. You want to see regular updates. Look at Fortnite. It's the same game, but they changed different things. And, there's a psychological study that shows it doesn't matter what you change. As long as you change something for the better, it keeps people more interested. I remember that from my A-level psychology. But yeah, and it makes sense because it just keeps it fresher, keeps you interested in new things. So Jurassic World brought things out gradually. How does it differ from Pokemon Go? There's no catch mechanic in terms of throwing a ball. We've got a very different catch mechanic here. I don't know if we'll be able to reach it now. So instead of having to, walk directly towards the spawn and having a small, this kind of blue radar type thing of where we can get things in Pokemon Go, Jurassic World Live opted for having a bigger range of areas, so 150 meters from your point, from which you can then dart dinosaurs. So by darting I mean you can, I'll show you actually because I've got a scent. So darting means that you can, the further away the better the darting you can have in terms of you get more darts, more time. So we can see this is right close, so I get so the batteries in the top right corner indicate how long we get. If it's full, you get longer. I like the catch mechanic in this. It has an element of skill to it. So here we can see before my first shot you can aim up and you've got to try and dart it. Now if you get in the middle you get more DNA, which is basically, you need DNA to level it up. It's kind of like candy in Pokemon Go. It's slightly different. We'll be getting into that in a minute. So you can release, and then after a while you got to fire again. So you're firing as it's moving though, and you learn to pretty quickly how to do it better. So you want to fire ahead of it, and the more darts you hit, the quicker it goes. So the harder it becomes. God, I used to be able to hit nothing but pure center hits, but no. And then you get DNA for that. So DNA allows you to level up. The more, here there's no cap on how high a dinosaur can become, whereas obviously in Pokemon Go you have a level cap of how high you can go, but it doubles every time you level up pretty much, and so it becomes harder and harder to level up. So there's loads of dinosaurs to choose from, and you can find those ones, so it shows you all the ones that you've got, and there's hidden ones that I haven't got yet. And they've released a ton of pterosaurs as well, so we've got like pterodactyl and stuff like that. And from them, you level them up. So the common, what this does is very differently, is it makes the common creatures quite useful in battle. So because you get more of them, you're more likely to be able to level them up higher. So my Velociraptor is level 20, which gives him more health, better stats, damage, better speed. And they brought in right from the get-go PvP. Now this is not PvP in the sense of I'm playing somebody at the same time as they're playing me. It is a simulated PvP, but the AI is following, is using the dinosaurs that that person would have. So we can see there's different leagues. So the more you win, you get trophies as you level up. You unlock different stages, and the higher stages give you higher rewards or different dinosaurs that you might want to go for. And with this also, they have a leaderboard, so it gives you incentive to rank up. In the early days, this was very prone to people spoofing and cheating, and it still is. So clearly you see squads like that. Level 20 is the cap on this. So that was one way. The problem with having spoofers and a game like this, Pokemon Go had spoofers, it didn't matter. Nobody cared, because really, it didn't affect your game. You weren't PvP, so it didn't affect you too much. It did affect the gym system, but because there's tons of spoofers and tons of players, and tons of gyms, you could still get, if you wanted to get a gym, you could still put your guy in it, and it would still be pretty hard for a spoofer to take down if you got tons of people in there. And I found gyms that the spoofers didn't go in. But here it's a big problem, because you're actually seeing face to face. That is what somebody gets when they cheat, and somebody is maybe in a lower stage, maybe down here. We see potentially more realistic at this stage levels, because to get that much DNA, I mean, I haven't played it for about 6 months, but it's pretty difficult to get DNA for these epic types indicated by the green rectangles around them, and the red ones are slightly easier but still rare. So you cannot have spoofing in a game like this and it not affect the player base, if you're going to see that. So I think the spoofing issue needs solving. Pokemon Go have made big strides in this in terms of bans, permanent bans, and I think right from the get-go you need to be straight like that. You just need to ban it, because it acts as a deterrent for future spoofers or people who contemplate spoofing. So for me, that's one of the elements that was bad in this game and done badly. We do see people getting permanent bans, but as you can see, there's loads of people there with unrealistic. I played for like 6 months, 6 to 9 months, possibly, maybe even a year, and they're my best dinosaurs. So you can see how that's a big difference compared to other people. Now, another element of this is it does have like incense, which spawn, not based on movement, but you can move to different areas to spawn certain type dinosaurs. You get free incubators, very much like you see in a lot of games, just not non-AR games, but things like Clash Royale. I think you get like freebies every card play games as well. So we have one element that's very different, is it can be threatened of pay to play. You can call it potentially pay to play, because you can buy boosters. So you got these which are 4,000, and you can basically pay for dinosaurs. They have special offers where you can get certain ones, but you can buy unlimited amount of epic dinosaurs. This is a feature I don't want to see in Wizards Unite. I think you need some way to allow people random drops. So yes, epic incubators, random drops, but the egg system in Pokemon Go ensures that people who pay to play in terms of buying incubators end up having to walk and spend time on walking these eggs to get their rewards. Instant rewards, really, on one line of things, I think it kind of makes it less rewarding for yourself, because you just get it too easy, and it will cause an imbalance, isn't it? Where people who are PvP will be worse off than people who are not pay to play, not PvP, who are free to play, F2P. So we have a problem there, which I just don't want to see pay to play gamers in gaming influencing it too much. Pokemon Go has a nice balance in that you can grind and you can have better Pokemon with better IVs than somebody who's paying for loads of eggs and walking them. So I think that's definitely something that needs to change. I like the idea of having incense, things like that. I think what it does really well is implements a new catch mechanic, and that is something that needs to be seen in Wizards Unite, is an interesting skill base targeting system, or sorry, skill capture system like Jurassic World Alive and like Pokemon Go with curveballs, and it has that skillful element. If it doesn't, I'm really worried about this magical gesture thing, because magical gestures I saw in a game called Magus, and it just didn't seem to work. It's too easy. You can't miss. You can't accidentally miss going in a little straight line or doing Wingardium Leviosa. You're gonna get it right when it's just trace it. If it was, no trace, it may be a little bit more complex, a little bit harder. But it's going to be interesting to see if they have a catch mechanic that is unique and isn't like the magical gesture system in Hogwarts Mystery. So for this, good PvP, poor pay to play, poor spoofers influencing the game. And also, though, another final feature that we'll talk about is the fact it has alliances, so you can create alliances with other people, and that is definitely a feature I want to see. I want to be able to have a clan. I don't know if it actually has a chat system, so that's all pending approval. I need something that's insta join. Are any of these? No, they're all requests to join. So it doesn't look like there'd be a chat system for it. And if there's not, that's one feature, coming to our world, Walking Dead Our World, is something that I want to see definitely in the game. We talked about it in the last video. And one final thing as well, as you can see, the placements of these supply drops, so the equivalent of a Pokestop, these are situated all over my area, which is a rural area, which you got what, over 10 around me, and that's going to make it pretty good. They are situated though based on roads, so you can see they're only allocated to where there's roads, and any space where there's nothing, there's nothing in there, and that is going to be, it's going to be good. But if you're going on in the countryside, you've not going to have a lot of spawns or things to go to. This road was only newly built, so maybe would have had that if I had it at the very start of the game. So I think that's a good feature, that they've got more supply drops, and something again we'd like to see in Wizards Unite. Next up, let's go from there then to The Walking Dead Our World. Huge IP, huge fan base, set up to be pretty good game. And I was really excited for this because I really like the look of the technically catch mechanic like system. So this is my area. Already you can see that from my space there is so much available to me. We can see different missions. There's 3 mission types: survivor missions, where you get survivors and you can drop them off at locations for rewards. You've got encounters, which give you cards. So the cards are basically, you've got a collection of different rarities, epic, legendary, and rare. And the higher the rarity, obviously the stronger that it can potentially be. And a similar system to Jurassic World Alive is the more DNA-like substance that you get, or more cards that you get, the more you'll be able to then level it up. And as you level it up, they will build perks as well as increasing in damage. So if we go to this one, we can see that I can now power that up. No, that's the bulldozer shotgun. So we can now go to her, and I can upgrade her for coins. Coins you can acquire through completing missions, and so that's something that you have to earn. You have to play to win. Actually, do we get coins from these as well? So you get coins from doing challenges as well, as you can see there. So different catch mechanic. I really was looking forward to this catch mechanic because it has a good skill element. It's tap to shoot, and you can hold down for an automatic, but it's less aim. And you've got to pick different weapons. Different weapons work better against different zombies, and there are different rarities in terms of, you know, we can see level 12, a level 10, the higher the level, the harder the difficulty. And then we've got level 15, and so the final thing is what's called an infestation, and there's 3 levels to clear, and you get better rewards from this. So a nice system in terms of there's plenty available. Supply drops are plenty, they're all around, and you can get energy, which is what you need to be able to encounter someone. Now the problem with the energy, I mean, you can see I got 734 because I haven't played, and I got loads from, I don't know, free packages or something, but you need energy to play. So it's kind of hit or miss, because if you go round, you can pick up energy from supply drops. So in essence, you are not limited. It doesn't, you know, your energy runs out and you can't play. But there are points at which you then just got to keep walking around supply drops to get another, you know, another bit of energy. And as you can see there, the timer on it is 30 minutes, where you're waiting 5 minutes for a supply drop or a Poke stop to refresh. You're waiting a lot longer, and it does leave you with periods where you've completed them all and you're going to be hard pressed to get more energy. This is not limited by a speed limit, which is nice, and this is going to be a real kind of contentious subject for me in terms of what I want to see. Is I know I want to, in part with me wants to see that there is no speed limit, but I know that for this game to be good and on the same level of Pokemon Go, it needs to have a speed cap, because it needs to be based on something where you're walking and you're outgoing. It has to have something that is, you can only log steps, distance for your Exeggunt by going out and walking, and as soon as you go past that, you know you can't play. But I'd like the system where you can drive and still get supplies. So catching, I think Pokemon Go has the catching side of thing. You can't catch when you're going 30 miles an hour, but I'd like to see the Pokestops done so that you can get supplies on trips and still play. So you're getting the element of, you're not just, you know, when you're trying to catch creatures or play the game, you do need to walk if you want to kind of progress with it. But if you just need supplies to be able to progress with it, you can drive and still play. So I think if you keep the balance there, that will work nicely. So we've got 3 different areas in terms of 3 different types of missions that you can do. Plenty around me. This is not based on, you know, special landmarks. It's completely random. Again, attached to roads. So nothing in this area you can see, but plenty to do around busy areas. And it pretty much is graded throughout. You know, you go into cities, maybe cities might have slightly more, I think, because there's like more roads and it's more compact in a city area, but there's still plenty in a rural area for you to do, and this gets that balance right. What else does it get right? Missions. So you get different missions that you've got to complete. So take down 50 walkers, take down, you know, certain people with shotguns, eliminate so many zombies, and it did it really well at the start. But again, another big subject which I think they need to correct and learn from is, if you put all the rewards at the start and then you run out of rewards in terms of, you know, missions, it means that you play the game and you're like, oh, there's nothing I have to do today to get this mission or to get a reward, because there's no rewards. So talking like the leveling up system with Pokemon Go, how you get to level 30 and then it's, you know, small rewards after that, very rarely. This had really nice regular rewards, different missions that you were testing you each day doing something different, and then it just stopped. They ran out of missions, and every, you know, month they'd update it and add a few more on, but they'd end up being really boring, like just take down 50 walkers, that's your day done. Take down 50 walkers, and you know, that was just, it wasn't as interesting. I think you got like daily kills and then do a 6 weekly missions, one of each type. So it didn't really get that aspect well in terms of rewards. But what it absolutely nailed, and is the feature that needs to be taken from this and put into Wizards Unite, is this: challenges. So as we can see, here is a board of challenges, and We've got different names on there because we are part of a clan which you can invite people that you want. So I can invite a certain person to my clan. So I'm going to be able to invite clan YouTube viewers, and I'm going to invite other YouTubers that I am friends with to be able to play. But not only that, we're going to have a specified location where we can all chat and communicate together. So when we're trying to complete a mission, we can say, all right, I'll do this one, you do that one. And it created the best sense of community I've had within an AR element game, because you're playing with these people who you're all working towards and getting rewards. So you're getting rewards for other people, and that really was the best aspect. You can also search, so it searches based on area, so you're more likely to find people within your local area. A priority, but given over somebody in Mexico who actually might not be able to ever see or meet up with, which this does give you an aspect to say, all right, you're in Derby too, I'm going to go to Sound City, yeah, we'll go do these missions together. So that was the best aspect, and these missions are really interesting. There's loads of different missions, so kill with certain guns of this type, get headshots with a certain gun, get so many supply crates, clear so many infestations. There's ones which you can do on your own or ones that you can do together, and you get really good rewards with them. So this was the best feature for me within this game that made it really unique, something I hadn't seen before in an AR game. Yes, we had the kind of clans in Clash and Go, but this came before Clash and Go, I think. But it didn't work as nicely as this because you were really working together to get that goal, and you were sharing in the rewards of it. Another feature that this absolutely nailed was a feature called flares. So flares you can drop anytime you want when you have them, so you can purchase them. They're quite expensive in terms of coins. They're 200 gold, sorry. And you can always buy energy as well, so you can buy, and every day you get the ability to buy a free energy pack, so that's quite good. And I think you can buy another one after that, so you can see why I've got so much. So yeah, 750, so you can use those coins to buy energy. So they changed that later date once they realized that people were just playing for 1 minute, 10 minutes, and then running out of energy. So flares mean that any of my clanmates can all at the same time visit my flare and access all these around me. So I could drop this in a really good location with an epic infestation. So it's a purple one of these, which gives you guaranteed purple card rewards. And that was another great feature which I want to see Wizards Unite implement. Some system whereby your clanmates or friends can, when this was perfect for when you're at home and you've come in from your day of playing and you just want to chill out on your couch, and just because you're not seeing loads of these because they are so expensive and rare drops, but you can get them for free as free drops, which is also really nice. It allows you to keep playing and helps you in completing those clan missions. They also added a new feature of baits, which I'm pretty sure I played once. So baits give you higher rewards the more you take down, and I'm pretty sure, so survive the longer for better rewards, and you can build up a score, which is based on accuracy of hitting. So if you miss, you can see my multiplier goes away, and you're going for it. And also you get grenades, by the way, so they were a pretty cool feature. So there is an element of skill within this, quite a nice element of skill. It's not too complex, but it's not too easy. And the better guns you get, you can take these down with more hits. It's just pure grenades at this point now. Oh god. So you also get guys that you can have on your team. So you can see I had a guy protecting me for a while there. Well, will that grenade get off? Yeah, I think it did. So that's a cool new feature, and you get a mission score, and with that score it bases your rewards. So that was a newly added feature, and a nice feature that I think they added to the game. I think you can flare and bait as well, so somebody can then access that same bait. So again, more to be able to share. And from rewards, when you complete missions, you can get, there are your weapons, there are the survivors, which you saw is that guy in front of me protecting me. They have different perks, and you also have upgrades for special items like grenades and certain perks that give you more rewards when you hand people survivors in. So they're pretty good in terms of, there's a lot of variety within this. Great team aspect. So from this, what I want to see is that team aspect, clans potentially, or definitely some system where, like the the gifting part of Pokemon Go, but weekly challenges that you're working together to get things. It just made it so much better. So that's that. Walking Dead Our World, a lot of pros from that. And then the final thing we're talking about is this Ghostbusters. So Ghostbusters, again, a fairly big IP in terms of it's unique. It has a fan base towards it. In terms of relative success, I think Jurassic World Alive is, I think that's probably the bigger one. Then Our World Alive, and then Our World, Walking Dead Our World, and then Ghostbusters World. Ghostbusters World has within it a very similar mechanic. If you're used to playing any games where you build up characters, you level them up, and so you level up to level 30, and at level 30 you can add a star. Then you can level it up to level 40. Then you can add a star, and then you can level up, and then they have rarities like A, B, C, D, E, so that you can get better creatures, or better ghosts in this case. So what did this have in terms of? This had a great story mode. Now it does look like we'll be seeing a story mode within Wizards Unite. Some of the information that we have so far tells us that that's what we can expect. This had a really nice story mode. I didn't really enjoy the story so much. Maybe that's because I'm not too into Ghostbusters World. But I did enjoy the challenges of just, you're having to level up your guy to be able to take down. And it was nicely graded in that. I don't think I ever completed chapter 4. I got close to finishing chapter 5 on hard. No, yeah, I hadn't completed the previous chapter. So it was nicely difficult. So sometimes in games like Clash of the Clans, when you play that, and then the story mode or campaign mode, you smash it, and after that you've just got nothing else to play for in terms of the story mode. So I'd really love to see a story mode, something that you're actively learning something, maybe something like Hogwarts Mystery in terms of there are different releases where it changes. This looked like there was going to be, in Ghostbusters World, they were going to have different storylines each week. Accidentally hit that. But it didn't turn out to be like that. I don't think they've ever dropped any more updates. You can see story mode. We've got season 1. There's never been a season 2. So that was a little bit disappointing, but it may speak to its success that they haven't done that. And I think it's been out a good 3 months now. So the spawn system, and how does the system of capturing ghosts work? This works on a very location basis. It doesn't matter where you are, you will have 2 to 3 spawns around you. You can have a moving Pokestop that you can drop wherever you want, and you only get one of them. That was a great addition. I liked that feature because when you were low on supplies, you could keep playing through the night, just equivalent spin it, but you could go to it and receive. I think this one has a 15-minute timer where it will respawn again, and you can get rewards in terms of experience and weapons that you're going to be using to take down dinosaurs, ghosts. That's the problem with them. And the system of, that's really good in terms of no GPS drift, right? Wow, we can go over there. So we can see, let's check out this ghost then. So in this system, the capturing mechanic is different to some of the other games. But for me, this was one of the most boring catch mechanics. It was relatively low skill. I'm just doing that, holding it down on him, and you can hit counters against harder, but they don't ever get that hard that you can't face them. And then as soon as it's past that yellow part, you just throw a trap, and again press it, hold it down over it, and you've probably caught it. it's just boring. At first, maybe it was novel, something you haven't seen, but after a while you realise there's no skill to it. I mean, it's not that hard to hold something on a set location and then every now and then move it if it moves to the side. It was a really boring catch mechanic. So that was a big flaw and something that Harry Potter Wizards Unite really needs to make sure they have an interesting, strategic, skillful capturing system. Can't stress that enough. So you got, the ghost tracker there, which tells you what's spawning within your area. But here, you can have unlimited spawns pretty much. So I can just keep playing and I don't need to move anywhere. Biggest part of this game, which was a real letdown for me, in that, if you can, you can move about and you can find other ghosts. But in terms of the leveling system, you can see I'm level 32 on this. But because you just keep on playing and playing and playing again, and once you're doing that and capturing in that way with that mechanic, it really gets boring very quick. This had a really nice feature in that alongside the story mode, you had a ghost arena, which is PvP, AI PvP against real players, squads, but you go up against them. You had what's called the Goz's Tower, which is every month, you would build your way up this tower. That was a really nice feature. Daily Haunt, where every day you can face a boss and again get more rewards to level up your ghosts. So let's just talk a bit about missions on this side. So you did have a very nice set of missions that you could do each day, weekly missions and challenges. That was also a very nice feature. God, I've got coins that I haven't spent. Limited bundles. So they are also, I don't want a holiday uniform. Jane's limited package. Ecto goggles, which are the equivalent of, so Ecto goggles allow you to see dark type or dark, I think dark ghosts. So there's like another realm when you cast that, and it does have like an incense type thing on here. Double XP boost there. So this one in terms of bundles, it is pay to play in an element of those diamonds can allow you to play the bits where you're on your own, in terms of not moving, sat at home playing story mode. So unlimited play of that if you really wanted to. So you can just build your level up really quick. The level up rewards weren't good. I don't think there's any rewards for leveling up, so that was a bit poor. So you have darts alongside your weapon that you saw me use then. You have other weapons that you can level up. So Proton Glove, Particle Thrower, Boson Caster, Meson Collider, and Shot Blast Emitter. These are stronger. You can build them up and they can take down what are like raid bosses, and that was a nice feature. The raids were quite good and easy to do, but you could easily solo them, and with the raids you don't need to go to the set location, you just need to be within range, and it just needs to be within range of what you can see. So if somebody's way over here, so you can't see where I'm pointing, just way in the background near the sky, you can still get them. So this game, huge letdown in terms of it was very much about you can play wherever you want. You can stay still and play this game and be stronger than anybody else. Terrible feature, really bad balance in an AR game. It's just not, not capturing the element of the AR features. It didn't have it didn't have any really unique AR features other than obviously you do the typical old see it in real life. That wasn't too great. We have what are called ectospheres. They were quite a nice addition. They were like eggs, but they were time based, so it did encourage you to log in every now and then. So it was a good feature, and you did have to play to get ectospheres. Some of the set locations in terms of like Ghost Dimension and Story Mode. But again, you could play them from home. So I mean, not a lot to really write home about. This wasn't a very unique game. It implemented a lot of features we see. The catch mechanic is poor, and it was too heavily based on being able to stay in the same position and no incentive to go out and go to new locations. It didn't have a speed timer, a cap limit, so you could play on the go. Actually, I think ghosts despawn less, but you still can play whilst driving. It really just captured a game of, I don't want to say laziness, but if you didn't want to go out, it was really based for somebody who's just on your phone at home. And that's just going to be like every other game. There are better games that are doing that you can play on your own, at home. So Clash Royale, and see, it didn't have enough to it, and I think that's kind of what speaks to its relative unsuccessfulness and no more season updates. So all in all, for me, the favourite features within those 3 games has to be, clans having a community system, Our World having a system where you can, work together with friends and then get rewards because of that. 3, I said 3 points. There's going to be more points. 3, I'm going to say the Jurassic World Alive in terms of spawns and Our World, so plenty of spawns that encourage you to walk around. And what else are we going to say? A unique capturing mechanic, something that makes it skillful and interesting when capturing beasts, and not too just, not too easy. Something that is difficult. I think that will make it as better a game as it could be, and learn from the mistakes of those AR games. Okay, we'll leave it there. That's all for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Look out for another video next week, because we are posting weekly contemplations videos on Wizards Unite. Let me know what you want to see next. I have a couple of ideas in the pipeline, but it's always good to know what you guys want to see, and I'll put that out for sure. We've got plenty of weeks. Okay, well, that's all for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. That's all from me. See you soon.